Now we have some maps that we want to show folks so they can get a real clear understanding of what could potentially happen if nothing is done to repair the damage that has already taken place. This is the year 2050, and Glad, if you could explain this and talk a little bit more about what John just mentioned in terms of if how this all works with the master plan that's on the table, this $50 billion master plan.
Right. Well, let me just say that some of these maps that we're going to show you today have been developed by outside the context of this lawsuit. These are scientists, government scientists, oil and gas scientists. So these are things that we looked at when we were researching the viability of this lawsuit. The master plan is a plan that John Barry and his group have applauded as being and participated in developing, along with the oil and gas industry and scientists from the states and from the federal government. And it's kind of a consensus of what needs to be done to protect the South Louisiana from the destruction of this coastline. And a heck of a lot of work had gone into putting it together. They have identified the causes, the crisis that's coming, and what the fix should be. And in short, all of those scientists from the state, the federal government, the oil and gas scientists, the various levy boards have come up with a plan that is going to cost somewhere between $50 billion and $100 billion to protect our coastal communities. The plan, as I said, is terrific. It's well thought out. The problem is that there's no money for that plan, or there's very little money for that plan. And so the genesis of this lawsuit in discharging their responsibility to the people of the greater New Orleans is to provide if the oil companies can't fix what they agreed to fix when they operated in our area, to provide a funding mechanism that will assist in saving South Louisiana.
Right, just on the east bank of the Mississippi River in Metro New Orleans, the master plan would call for $9 billion in spending just to keep things basically where they are now, maybe a little bit better improvement. So that is an enormous burden that the state and our flood protection authority is faced with when we look at the out years. There's no funding mechanism. Obviously, we can't raise that kind of money through millage. So the industry did, by its own admission, contribute to the land loss, which is partly responsible for the $9 billion in the master plan in this area. And we have never expected or asked for them to address the entire problem. All we have ever asked them to do is to fix the part of the problem that they created.